There were a few occasions during the Revolutionary War where Washington would station his troops in the hills of New Jersey in a place called Jockey Hollow. This is kind of what it looked like. So just give you a rough idea. Up here you have Jockey Hollow, and then you have the Wachung mountain ridges, and they kind of went like this. And those are the Wachung Mountains. Okay, and that's kind of literally what they look like in relation to Jockey Hollow. Now imagine being up here. The elevation up here is much higher than what it is down here. Out here in this area, now keep in mind it's not being drawn to scale, so out here a ways you have where the British were quartering for the winter. Alright, and that there is New York City. What they had going on here was a network which they could use to spy on the British, to watch the British. If the British were to decide they were gonna come after Washington in the hills, the scouts and the militia men in New Jersey, they would be able to set off these beacons, and the beacons right away would tell Washington and his troops that the British were on the way and they would need to do something about it. So you had beacons all along these ridge lines here. You had some up here. I believe there were 4 of them up here. Right. And then there were a few more down here along this ridge line here still. These are your beacons. You also had beacons out here somewhere. There's a beacon here, another one here. And then you had a bunch up here all around Jockey Hollow itself. So all you needed was movement by the British to trigger these beacons. So say the British were moving on Washington, right? The scouts and the militiamen would see that, right? They would see the movement, and right away they would light their beacons. So you'd have beacons going up here. The guys up here would see these beacons going off. They would have to light their beacons, and once these beacons are lit, these would become lit because the guys up here would see the guys down here lighting them. So it's really an interesting system that they used to communicate the status of the British. And this actually happened. They actually used this. The British made an attempt to attack Washington, and they used the beacons to alert the troops. Fortunately, they never got very far because it was effective, and they were able to use it to protect against the British invasion. The literal instructions for constructing these beacons is still available today. I found them on the internet. And they went back to Jockey Hollow, 1779 to 1780. The beacons were in great disrepair, and Washington had made a point that those beacons they had to be ready to go because they were so decimated at this point from disease and starvation and from the cold. It was one of the worst winters on record, probably one of the worst ever on record, even to this day. Snow drifts up to 4, even 6 feet deep. If you want to learn more, you could check the description box below. Throw a couple of links down there. That's pretty much it for today. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
It means that the whole thing is a damned lunatic affair. But if you're determined to ride into hell, I'll go along. And my fishermen will go too. When all is said and done, there's no alternative, is there?
I think not.
Very well then. That's that.